I am Indy, and since it's near the end of September, I thought, what could I do with my first video? Well, I bought a lot of books this month, you could say. Like 12. So, it's time for a September wrap-up, yeah! So the first book that we're going to start with is Rebel by Amy Tintera. It's the sequel to Reboot, which I haven't read either of these yet. I got Reboot in August, but I still haven't read it yet. Too many books is like my issue. So yeah, the sequel is what I've got. And it follows a girl named Ren, and it's all sort of, it's a bit futuristic. She dies, and she came back 178 minutes ago, and these people are known as reboots. They're sort of like mechanical-like. They're stronger and faster, and it's a bit of a it's YA. It follows her and her path and how she meets this dashing boy named Callum, which I've heard all about. And he's not so strong, so I guess we'll find out what happens. So now I have two, which is exciting. The next book I have is Magistrum, The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. If you haven't heard about this, like, it's either because you're not a Holly Black or a Cassandra Clare fan, or like, I don't know, man. But this just came out just recently, and so I went and bought it straight away. Haven't read it yet, obviously. I'm a little confused on what it's about, though. It's to do with magic, and like, they have this life. They go into magic is what their plan is, and the main character, also a Callum, doesn't really want that life. This is what I assume so far. I'm not too certain on what actually happens yet, but this is the first in a supposed series that's going to happen. I'm not too certain on how many books are in it yet, but I love Cassandra Clare. I've heard really good things about Holly Black, so I'm sure it's really good. The next book I have is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I'm really excited to read this one. I've heard such good things, and the second book, The Infinite Sea, just came out in the last couple weeks. So I'm probably going to buy that in the next couple months to follow this one. This one is about, there's been 4 waves so far, and the 5th wave is just about to happen. Like, millions to like billions of people have died, and like, it's kind of, I don't know, people aren't really people anymore, supposedly, a little bit. I'm not too sure. But it kind of sounds like a mix between, like, The Happening and Zombieland. Like, The Happening in the respects that, like, I don't know, people just start going crazy. Like, if you've seen the movie, people, like, just inhale the wind and, like, go absolutely insane. And then, like, just reminds me of Zombieland, because it's just, like, America with trucks abandoned and shit. And I don't know, it follows Cassie, and she's running for her life from these supposed not humans. But no, I'm really excited about this one. The next one I have is The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken. This is the first of the 3 series in The Darkest Minds. I really love the titles together. Okay, I didn't really realise until just recently how, like, it's quite poetic. I like it. So this is The Darkest Minds, second is Never Fade, and the third is In the Afterlife. So together, it's The Darkest Minds Never Fade in the Afterlife. And like, I guess that's kind of scary, but I think it's really cool. This book follows Ruby. It starts off when she's 10, and like, shit happens, and she's like locked away and sent to like this concentration government facility camp place or others. And she escapes when she's 16, and she's like really powerful, and she escapes to a place called East River, and love and all that lovely YA stuff. Shit goes down. No, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Divergent, the whole East River, like they escape there. It's kind of like, I don't know if this is spoilers, I guess it is for Insurgent and / Allegiant, where they're like gone to the compound, and then like outside the Chicago, and it's sort of like the fringe, like where like people just like are there to like live and like hide out. And like, I don't know, it just reminds me a little bit of that. I'm not really sure. Also, during this, there's some plague that like wipes out like half of America's children or something, so I'm interested to see how that comes into play. Guess we'll find out when we read it. So excited. The other two are out, I need to get them, but I thought I'd just buy the first one, so woo! The next book I have is The Warrior Heir by Cinder Williams Chimer. That took so long to like be able to say that. So this is the first of 4 or 5 in this series of the Heir Chronicles. I'm a little unsure how many. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's about a guy named Jack, and he just lives in a small unremarkable American town. You just know shit's gonna happen. Like, when they live in a small town, like, let me think of some examples. Twilight, shit happens there, there's vampires. Lux, shit happens, there's aliens. I beg to differ a little with Harry Potter. Because there was squibs and magic and shit a little bit. I don't know, because that was all Harry Potter's fault. So one day, Jack sees medicine that he has, I'm not really sure why, but he has this like massive scar in his chest and yada yada. He finds out he's stronger and fiercer, and like he almost kills one of his like fellow students because of this problem. And he finds out he's part of this underground magical community called the Weir. And there's 2 feuding families in this land, the Red Rose and the White Rose family. And they have a warrior that they choose each, and they go up against each other every so often to find out who has the ownership of their land, the Wieland. And he so happens to be a warrior, so looky hey, it's just what's going to happen. I can't tell. But anyway, I'm excited. Yay. The next one I have is Alana, The First Adventure by Tamora Pierce. It is the first in the Song and Lioness Quartet. I do really like the cover, but like there wasn't any other choice, so this is what we get. But that's alright. This one sort of is a bit like 12th to 90, a little bit, it just reminds me of Merlin. Yep, I'm just gonna say it. And this follows Alana and her twin brother Thom. What she has to do as like a female is like learn magic, and his is to like do like knighthood, like be a knight. But she's like always craved that adventure, so basically they swap places. So she dresses up as her brother to go into knight's training, and he always wanted to do magic stuff, so off he pops to do her job. So I'm excited to see where this goes. It's only a short little book. It's a little tiny one. But it's 1 of 4, so I'm hoping to buy the other ones later on, and I'll see where this goes, but yeah. The next one I have, I've already read this at the start of the month, was Eleanor and Puck by Rainbow Rowell, and it's just one of my lovely hardcovers. I only have like 5 hardcovers at the moment. The story is really cute. I didn't like it first, but it's really good. I liked it. It follows Eleanor, a new girl at school. She has like exuberant, like crazy clothing, sort of that like men's sort of clothing, and she has like crazy orange hair. And Park, this like sort of introverted, like sort of keeps to himself Korean boy, and it's a beautiful love story, really. It's a bit messed up at times, but it's really a lovely story. Yeah, I love it. You should read it. Yeah. The next is another Rainbow Rowell book, Landline. This is one of her newer ones, and this book is also hardcover. This is not really YA, I don't assume. It follows Georgie, and she is supposed to be going away with her husband and her family for the Christmas holidays, I think. But she is a screenwriter for a TV show, and so she can't go. And I don't know, her marriage is sort of falling apart. Like, they love each other, but like, is that enough? So I don't know. And the rest of her family goes off for Christmas break, and she's left by herself. And somehow, I don't really know how, she has this phone, and she can somehow contact her like husband before, like when he's younger, like before they get married, and decide like should they get married and stuff. Like, she gets to talk to him when he's younger. So I think it sounds really interesting. So I'm excited about reading this one and getting some more Rainbow Rowell, since I've only read Eleanor and Park so far, so it should be good. I hope so. Yeah. The next book I have is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I actually have 2 other Colleen Hoover books. I have Slammed and Point of Retreat, the sequel to Slammed. Now, I haven't read either of these books yet, so I think probably Ugly Love will be the first one that I read. And I'm really excited about this one. I don't think it's actually YA either. It follows Tate Collins as she meets this airline pilot, and neither of them really have time for love or a relationship. So basically, I think it's just like sexy time. And it's interesting because he has like 2 rules for her, as he said. He's like, don't ask about the past and don't expect a future with him. So it's really interesting. I don't know how they're gonna just have sexy time and like not, I don't know, not fall in love and stuff. So it's really interesting. I love this cover. It's beautiful. The bubbles come out. The next contemporary book I have is Lies My Girlfriend Told Me by Julianne Peters. I find this cover really creepy. Like, I don't know if you can see it a little better, but the girl is really scary. Anyway, so it follows Alex, and her girlfriend Swanee has just died, and she's like searching her room for mementos, and she comes across her phone and it's like buzzing with messages, and she's like, who the shit is texting? Like, they should know that they shouldn't text her phone because she's dead, like. And she finds out that there's this other girl that is texting her, and they've secretly been going out as well as Alex and Swanee. So Swanee's been going out with this other girl named Leanna. I don't know if she's Spanish, because she says te amo at some point, which means I love you. So, I don't know, the 2 girls become close because of Swanee's death, and I assume there's gonna be romance between them. I'm not really sure. But like, Alex knows some secret that she can't tell Leanna, so ooh. And lastly, I have the 3 Stephanie Perkins book series, but they're not connected. Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After. Is that right? Good. So a quick overview. I've heard so much about these books and they sound really good from their like synopsises on Goodreads as well as on the back. I'll do a quick overview. Anna has a really a good best friend and a boyfriend, and her parents decide to move her to Paris for her senior year, and she makes some friends and makes really good friends with this boy. I really cannot say his name. I'm gonna have to read it. Etienne St. Clair? I think that's his name. And I don't know, she apparently already has a girlfriend, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I think we all know what's gonna happen, but we shall see. Lola, she's an extrovert when it comes to clothes. She thinks bigger is better. And she's having the time of her life. She's got this hot rocker boyfriend. And then these 2 twins that used to live in the neighbourhood near her, Cricket and Calliope, return, and sort of brings back all these emotions that Lola obviously had for Cricket. Really spark some love back in her heart from something that used to happen between them. I'm not really sure, but anyway, sounds really good. The last one in the series, which only just came out in August, I think, or July or August, is Isla and the Happily Ever After, and it is where Isla and Josh met in school in Paris, and they've met back in Manhattan, and they're really happy together, but somehow they have to go back to school, and I don't understand why they can't go back together, but they might have to face the possibility that they have to separate, and I don't understand yet, but I'm sure I will when I read it. So, yay Stephanie Perkins. And with that, I think it's time to stack the books. Alright. I feel like I have to do it quite high so it can be in camera. So, oh my god, those aren't from this month. Oh my god. I don't want us to go to shit. Oh my god. Did I really buy this many books? Okay, we might have to do this so you can see how many books. I don't even know how many books this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books this month. Okay, so the books I read for September this was early September. It might have been even late August to early September though. So Eleanor and Park is what I read. The next one was the Lux bind-up. This is Lux Beginnings, so it had Obsidian and Onyx in it, by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I really enjoyed these books. This is the bind-up copy of that. It's just so big and it's so pretty and sparkly. So that's those books. And reading the Lux Consequences, the other bind-up of Opal and Origin. And I'm waiting to buy Opposition next, which is also in these lovely covers. yeah, so I've started reading Opal and I'm not very far, not very far. For my October TBR, I'm going to finish Opal and Origin and hopefully Opposition. I don't know how we're going to go. Along with those three, I'm hoping to check in Lies My Girlfriend Told Me. I don't know how much time I'm going to have because I have a musical performance at the end of October and I have lots of production weeks of like working long hours to get ready for that, so I don't know how much time I'm going to have to read, but those are my TBRs for October. Thank you so much for watching my September wrap up. Leave any comments about the books that I've talked about. Bye!